In this episode of Star Hopping with Kissimmee Park Observatory, we'll look at the Andromeda region and show you how to find these beautiful deep sky objects. Messier 76, NGC 752, and the PacMan Nebula, NGC 281. All right, let's go star hopping. Hey, hello, hi, and welcome to episode 40 of Star Hopping with Kissimmee Park Observatory. I'm Dave Hearn, and I'm just thrilled to be your host. In this series of programs, we'll show you the most beautiful sights in the night sky and explain exactly how to find them with your binoculars or your telescope. Well, we're back to our spaceship set after returning from KPO's European Astronomy Tour. It was a fantastic tour for me and my family. I hope you all enjoyed that series as we trekked around Europe, visiting all the interesting observatories and astronomical destinations. I'd really love to hear your feedback on that series and the Star Hopping series in general. Your comments let me know if I'm on the right track with the content for the show, and it keeps me excited about making more like it, so it's really important to me. Please let me know what you think. Feel free to leave a comment on our website, on our Facebook page, or here on YouTube. The links to all these places in cyberspace can be found at the end of this and every Star Hopping episode. So now we're actually shooting these episodes in the observatory itself, so you might notice an improvement in the acoustics. It's definitely a change from our last studio in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, now that I'm back in St. Cloud, I'll be slowing down the pace of creating new YouTube episodes to one every 2 weeks. On the off weeks, I'll be posting what I'll be calling replays on our Facebook page. These will be the corresponding episodes from the same time last year. So with this method, you'll still get weekly celestial goodness from Star Hopping. You can watch our Facebook page at facebook.com/KP Observatory. Please feel free to join in the discussions there. So onward and upward with Star Hopping. As we've now completed an entire yearly cycle on the show, I'll be starting to cover some of the lesser known targets in the evening sky, since we've really already presented the majority of the showpiece deep sky objects. But with that said, in each new Star Hopping episode, I'll also make sure to reference the previous episodes for the same part of the sky, so you can check out everything in the area. So we're focusing in on the constellation of Andromeda and the surrounding area this week with a planetary nebula, an open cluster, and a fairly bright emission nebula. We'll check out the first target, the planetary, right after this break. Kissimmee Park Observatory would like to thank our wonderful supporters on Patreon. Your contributions will allow us to create and provide more quality astronomy content. We appreciate your generosity and support.
Star hopping target number 1.
Messier 76, otherwise known as the Little Dumbbell Nebula or Apple Core Nebula, is a small planetary nebula located just off the end of the upper arm of Andromeda, just over the border in the constellation of Perseus. It's one of only 4 planetary nebulae in Messier's famous catalog, and it's also one of the famous, glimmering at magnitude 10.1. This is a very easy star hop, as we can just traverse the stars in the upper arm of Andromeda. We'll start at the bright second magnitude star Alpheratz, which is Alpha Andromedae, the brightest star in the constellation. Start out by moving about 7 degrees to the lower left to 4th magnitude Pi Andromedae. Now continue about 6 degrees in the same direction to 4th magnitude Mu Andromedae. Now this is a larger hop. Move 12 degrees in the same direction across the border into Perseus to 3rd magnitude Upsilon Persei. We're almost there. Move about 2.5 degrees to the lower left to 4th magnitude Phi Persei. Now move about a degree to the upper left and look for an enlarged blue star. You've found the Little Dumbbell Nebula. The distance to M76 is not well known. Estimates range from 1,700 to 15,000 light years. Consequently, its dimensions are also not well known. That makes it even more interesting and kind of mysterious to observe. After this break, we'll check out our next target, a large open cluster with some surprises contained within it. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
hopping target number 2.
NGC 752 is a very large open cluster in the constellation of Andromeda. This is a great target for binoculars, although you can scan around it with your telescope with your lowest power eyepiece in. This cluster is very large, about the size of 2 full moons, a full degree across. The cluster is a loose collection of 60 to 70 stars of magnitude 9 and fainter, with a total magnitude of 5.7, so it's fairly easy to spot. It's full of short chains of stars and also has a large number of double stars within it. In astrophotos, you'll find a few unexpected surprises. It's easy to see a good number of small galaxies within the same field hidden behind all the stars. To find NGC 752, we'll be starting from the bright second magnitude star Almach, found in the end of the lower arm of Andromeda. From this bright star, just look with your binoculars to the right and slightly down about 5 degrees. You'll easily pick up this fine cluster. If you have your telescope, pop in that low-power wide-field eyepiece and check out the interesting patterns and groups of stars. NGC 752 is an extremely old cluster, estimated to be over 2 billion years old. The age of the cluster can be detected by the color of the stars and how tightly they're grouped. Younger clusters have lots of hot blue stars. NGC 752 is composed of older, redder stars and is relatively spread out, with many of its larger stars having burned out hundreds of thousands of years ago. Well, right after this break, we'll look at an amazing and familiar-shaped emission nebula. We'll be back right after this.
Star hopping target number 3.
Those of us that were kids or young adults in the 80s will recognize the shape of NGC 281, otherwise known as the PacMan Nebula. This moderately bright emission nebula is shaped like the infamous video game character that went along munching video balls as it moved along its path. NGC 281 lies in the constellation of Cassiopeia, near the bright star Shadar. This nebula is visible in medium-sized telescopes from dark sky locations. With a light pollution filter such as an oxygen 3 filter, NGC 281 appears fairly bright, large, and irregular. Several dozen stars are strewn throughout the nebula, and some are concentrated at its center. It's easy to move your telescope to locate our video game friend in the sky. Starting at the bright second magnitude star Shadar, move about 2 degrees to the lower left to Eta Cassiopeiae, also known as Ashard. From Ashard, make a hard right turn about a degree to the lower right, and the wispy lines of the PacMan Nebula will come into view. In astrophotos, you can see the presence of Bok globules, which are essentially cocoons of baby stars, so a lot of star formation is going on in this nebula. NGC 281 lies about 10,000 light-years distant in the Perseus spiral arm of our galaxy. So we've again seen 3 great deep sky objects this week as we've returned to star hopping. We started out with the interesting planetary nebula Messier 76, better known as the Little Dumbbell, the Apple Core, or the Cork Nebula. We found it right at the end of the upper arm of Andromeda, just across the border into Perseus. Next, we found the large open cluster NGC 752 with its chains of stars and hidden galaxies within it. Lastly, we jumped back to the 80s and found the hero on the video game screen, the PacMan Nebula, in the constellation of Cassiopeia. Remember to use a light pollution filter on this one with your wide-field eyepiece. It'll really help. And as a reminder, you can get more star hopping tips for other targets in the area on the very early episode 2 of Star Hopping, found here on our YouTube channel or on our blog at kpobservatory.org/sh002. So that does it for this week's episode. You can find the show notes for our episode on our website at kpobservatory.org/sh040, where you can comment and leave any questions that you might have. Well, thank you very much for joining me here, and I'll see you in 2 weeks with more star hopping tips and tricks.
I'm Cassie, and I hope you've enjoyed star hopping around the Milky Way. We'll continue to bring you these video astronomy tutorials and the associated podcast every other week on Thursdays. They'll be designed to help you find deep sky objects that are up in the sky at the time we post them on the internet. The reason we create these videos and podcasts is to help beginning amateur astronomers learn the sky and get more enjoyment out of their telescopes and astronomy in general. If you have any requests for potential targets in the night sky that you would like to see us discuss, just let us know down in the comments section below, or on our website blog. Don't miss our free field notes for this episode, basically the script of the show, with all the images and star charts we use for our star hopping activities. You can get them for free at kpobservatory.org/fieldnotes. If this is the first time you're checking out star hopping, and if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to our channel by clicking the big yellow button, click the thumbs up on the video, and please share this tutorial out to your friends who like looking at stars. Also, as I just mentioned, please feel free to leave any question or comment below, and we'll be sure to respond quickly. Please follow KPO on Facebook, where we post all of our astronomical digital images, and keep everyone informed about upcoming astronomical events. We'd love to hear from you to discuss all this great stuff up in the sky. All the links to these places in cyberspace, including our website, kpobservatory.org, can be found below in the episode notes as well. And finally, if you feel this video provides you value, and if you'd like to see more, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where for a small amount per video, you can support our efforts, and help us make even more great astronomy tutorials, just like this one. So bye for now, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Star Hopping with Kissimmee Park Observatory.